WardiTV Team League Season 8. Again, there's a couple bits and pieces which are just going to be a little bit wrong today, because for some reason my setup didn't save properly, but that's okay. We'll get through it. Let's do this. This is a laser, not no regret, just to be clear. Awesome. Alright, to the bottom right hand side. This, from Harstems Fantastic 4, is no regret. Not no regret. God damn it, I'm so dumb. I fucked up already. This is a laser. Ha ha ha. He tricked me as well. And yes, guys, this is from replays here today. Our first round matches were played about a week or so ago, just so they were played in advance and ready for us, so we could get Season 8 off to a nice, solid start. I tricked you all, didn't I? Now no one knows who this actually is, but it is a laser, guys, here in the bottom right-hand side as the blue Zerg player. To the top left-hand side, our red Terran. This is DeMuslim. Welcome to the Team League Season 8. Let's see what happens. Cool Guys and Rotti coming out of the gates with DeMuslim. They're coming out swinging against Harstems Fantastic 4. Harstems team made a top 4 finish last season before they were eliminated by Team Expert. They have made a change up to their roster, though. They had to swap out Special because Special is going to be playing for Team Exceed Esports this season. So Special is out of Fantastic 4 and they've subbed in DNS to represent them, as we are going to be seeing these first Overlords coming across the map, looking to see what is going on here on Backwater. What a map to start us off with. Nice, large map to get things going here nice and quickly. So Orbital Command will start to morph in, of course, as we are going to be seeing the Barracks just getting a Reaper up. No surprises here just yet from DeMuslim. He did go Command Center first, which is a little bit different, not quite exactly what you would expect. But it works. Very rarely are you going to get cheese super early in the game. So it makes sense. You know, it's something you can get away with here on a nice large map. Get a bit of an eco advantage against the Zerg nice and early, as we are going to be seeing those few Zerglings working their way through these unbuildable plates. And that will go down. Just clean that up so he doesn't misclick it later on in the fight. There's a third hatchery coming out on the map. Not going to take this inner base third. Going to maybe take that as the fourth base so you can take it nice and quickly earlier. And takes this base instead for now. So just going to try and save that fourth base to be taken more easily later on. And going to expand forwards for now. Maybe a bit of a mind game as well, because what are the chances DeMuslim actually scouts this? Maybe if he doesn't see the base here for long enough, he will start to think maybe it's down there. But for a little while, this might make DeMuslim a little bit worried. Like, why on earth don't you have a third hatchery? Are you going full blind on me right now? Are you making a lair? Are you going to Nidus me? As we do see this Reaper moving forwards, a few Zerglings are chasing it down. No link speed just yet. DeMuslim does scout via the fourth base just to confirm that hatchery is somewhere. And he gets the information that this is a fairly regular build from a laser so far. Couple more Hellions on the way out as we're going to be seeing this barracks with the tech lab finishing up on it. Starport obviously very eligible to jump up and to jump on towards that tech lab now. To start up some Cloak Banshee play perhaps, as we are going to be seeing a couple of depots just coming up at the front already. Hellions continue to move out in towards the middle of the map. The Raven from the way from DeMuslim, and the Marine from DeMuslim on the way up as well on the barracks. The third CC on the way up as also, and we are just going to be seeing Cloak coming in. A bit of a fake out, of course. He probably isn't going to keep this Cloak, especially if he's committing to just the Raven. Well, we'll see. I mean, maybe he goes into Banshees as a follow-up. Maybe he just wants the Raven early and then to kind of go from there. We'll be figuring that out in the next few moments, as we are going to be seeing this Marine just targeting down this Overlord. Maybe trying to kind of increase creep spread versus saving it for later. So this is actually something I always kind of thought about as taking a forward base. It's like, you get your creep out there faster. But in reality, it doesn't really do that much, right? Because you can see that the creep hasn't really advanced from this position at all. Whereas up here, the creep is pushing forward. So this is something that I think I was cast with Rotti when I noticed this. And Rotti kind of pointed out, he's like, yeah, but, you know, a lot of the time when they do take the forward expand, they don't actually get the creep any faster than they usually would anyways. And it's kind of true. You know, it's kind of weird, but it's kind of true. I mean, obviously, maybe it gives them the chance to get creep going now over here a little bit faster than you would otherwise. So that is a possibility as well. I mean, a few different ways to look at it, but it is an interesting choice nonetheless. As DeMuslim throwing down double armory. He's going to try and make it happen here, guys. He's already got that third CC up as a laser actually coming across with a lot of Roachling at the moment. Only 40 drones for this, but he is starting to move towards the upper left-hand side. A few more Ravagers morphing. There's not a lot here for DeMuslim right now. 2 Ravens, 10 Hellions. The Hellions are going to start coming back home. He will have armories to morph in Hellbats. What can this Raven do to help out at the moment? Maybe not a lot. Let's see. Maybe an anti-armor missile could be huge if it hits correctly. The Hellions coming in from the south side as we're going to be seeing DeMuslim coming all the way back up here. He's going to try and auto turret it. Auto turret's coming down and those Ravagers will take a lot of damage. This is actually going to be a cleanup. And DeMuslim is going to get rid of this without really losing a single SCV. What a start for DeMuslim so far. Shuts this attack down. And that's a really good defense, sitting one worker ahead with triple orbital. DeMuslim's economy is going to be absolutely enormous right now. Okay, Lazy just finished up a massive round of drones, but DeMuslim's got to be feeling pretty good, because look how late the lair is, look how late the upgrades are. Laser threw a lot into that attack, even though he's trying to drone up a little bit behind it. Definitely a good start for DeMuslim here already in game number 1. He's definitely one of the stronger players on Cool Guys and Rotti. He was a big part of the stream team, which played in Season 7. They didn't make it out of the groups last season, but they were very fun to watch along the way, as we are going to be seeing the Ravens here, able to give some detection and get rid of a couple of creep teamers. Also one of the benefits of having Ravens early in the game, as we are going to be seeing 1-1 vehicle weapons and plating on the way from DeMuslim. Obviously, those armories coming into play to get himself the mech upgrades, which are going to make him so powerful moving on through this. Takes down this creep team and will continue to take down this one as well. Spire currently on the way up from a laser in the back of his base. So trying to do something a little bit different here. I wonder what exactly his plan is going to be. DeMuslim with the Banshee, but didn't actually ever get Cloak. Just to answer a question in the chat very quickly, he did cancel that quite early on. He was really prioritizing the Ravens, maybe the Banshee just a bit of a safety mechanism against the Roaches, which then wasn't even really needed in the long term. As we do see another few Roaches coming across towards the upper left-hand side. Roach speed is on the way up, about halfway done here. 1-1 upgrade is about halfway done as well, but all of this is so late, and Laser's banking a lot on the fact that this Spire could be the one thing for him to try and save the day. I mean, is he going to try and go Mutalisks? I mean, there's already Vikings on the way up from DeMuslim. He's getting another couple of factories too. I mean, full production's a possibility as well if he feels he needs it. Right now he's going to focus on tanks because he's seen a lot of Roaches early, and he doesn't want to kind of push his luck, right? He doesn't want to suddenly be attacked by, you know, Age's supply of Roaches, because the Laser's just been massing Roaches to hit a 1-1 Roach speed timing. We are going to be seeing the Hellions continuing through the top side, taking that watchtower here, and 10 more Mutalisks on the way up at the moment. So 10 of these Mutas coming in. The Infestation Pit will be thrown down as well here, and that's going to be his continued tech. But, well, he's so reliant on these Mutalisks to get something done. Let's see if he can do something with them. I mean, again, a couple of Vikings out, but not too many. 4 at the moment. Obviously, the Ravens can maybe have an influence on that fight with the Mutas as well. If he gets a couple of 4s right now, I immediately feel as though DeMuslim could be in a position to start pushing forwards. Let's see. The first Mutas are coming across to the left-hand side through the south side of the map. They want to get into position to try and dive into some mineral lines, as we are going to be seeing. Very interesting. The Laser takes his 4th base down the south. I just sort of noticed that as well. So 4th base down the south side, not over here. He is going to start expanding there now. Interesting stuff. Vikings going to take some damage as the Mutas arrive, and DeMuslim is definitely caught off guard by this. He was not ready for Mutas suddenly, as Roach is pushing forwards, and DeMuslim has to fight against this. Ravens still not really using much of their energy at all. Going to come back over here. Maybe some auto turrets to try and help defend again. Seems to be a fan of the auto turrets at the moment, as we are going to be seeing those Roaches back over to the center of the map. A lot of these SCVs in this mineral line taking some damage. Auto turrets continue to drop, and I mean, these Vikings are getting damage done. DeMuslim's losing some SCVs, but he is cleaning up the Mutalisks, which are now trying to target down the Ravens, but unsuccessfully. He doesn't even get that many more workers in the end here. 4th base has to lift up, but that's not too bad. DeMuslim's down to 44 workers. Laser gave up a lot of army to do this. I feel he might be in some trouble if DeMuslim just kind of gets set and pushes across the map right away here. I feel as though he could really run into some trouble in that regard. There's a few more of these Roaches of a Laser setting up to the top side. We are going to be seeing the Hive on the way through as well here at the moment. So finally getting up into that later game tech. 10 minutes in is pretty late for a Hive against a Meching army, but that's just because A, he all-in early and it didn't do too much, and B, he then went for the Mutalist. So everything has been delaying that Hive so far from a Laser, and that's definitely going to hurt him out, as Do you see a few dropper lords? So Laser with the possibility now of going into some harassment around the map as DeMuslim just sits back. He's building up to maxing out again. His 4th base is coming up. He's muling away at it. His gases are down. Now 4-base meching play is always going to be very scary. Always going to be very scary as Roaches and Hydras continue to gather down on the south side. Hive will be finishing in a moment or two, and again, that gives so much more possibility as to what a Laser can get done here. His Pneumatized Carapace is about to finish to speed up these dropper lords. Obviously, that's going to be a big benefit as well. Dropper lords can start moving forwards. The Greater Spire from a Laser is on its way up in the back of this mineral line as Roaches and Hydras are going to move on through to the top side here, and we are going to be seeing again Hellions, Vikings, Fours, tanks. This entire army is just designed to take on Roach Hydra. He's so well prepared for the Roach Hydra, but that's maybe where Laser can kind of change things up by dropping around and pulling DeMuslim apart rather than looking for the straight up fights. So here we go, the first drop into this natural base, or the 3rd base I should say, rather. And he will start to get some damage done. The Hellions are the first to respond, but I mean, Hellions on their own aren't going to do brilliant against this. I love that the Vikings come over here. Anti-armor missile will actually hit a lot of the Vikings as well, but it will help to get the job done with these Hellions, actually able to fight these Roaches a lot more easily than before. I like that the Vikings came over mostly to get rid of those Overlords, though, because that just means the drops are no longer an issue unless more drops are going to come into play, unless more Overlords are committed in, which starts to get a bit more expensive. It's more difficult for a Laser to really make happen. Roach Hydra is up north here, setting up. And we are going to be seeing Hellions, Vikings, tanks, and medevacs continue to move down through this side. Actually going to catch a couple of queens. What does the Laser do? Is he going to base trade this? He very well may. He pulls some of his units back, but he commits a lot of units forwards. Already 1 tank sieged up, but only 1 tank, and it's not behind the wall off, so it will be in some trouble here in a moment or two. Vikings getting rid of another couple of units, another Overlord or 2 in some trouble as well. Continue to take some hits. Those Overlords are going down, and DeMuslim continues his march in towards this hatchery on this bottom right-hand side. Roaches and Hives continue to take some damage as the tank and 4 will continue to defend. A Laser's counterattack isn't doing anything at all, and DeMuslim is up for the army supply, pushing into a Laser's base as the Broodlords are about to arrive, but there's so many Vikings, and there's barely any anti-air to actually turn those away. And so DeMuslim, he's actually going to make the safer play. He's going to pull down, just clean out the external bases. And okay, a Laser has this fairly fresh base because he didn't take it for so long, but DeMuslim's looking great at the moment. This hatchery is going to go down. This hatchery won't last very long either. A Laser has to make something happen right here, and he's going to try to, but the Broodlords are struggling to keep up with this army. They're slow, so slow and immobile, and that's one of the bigger issues right now as tanks are sieging, 4 is getting into position to help out, and a Laser is just getting beat down at the moment. Okay, he's running and picking off reinforcements. It's the better fight for himself. But now these Broodlords are completely unprotected. Anti-armor missile strike, and the Vikings will go to town. There's a couple of queens, but only 2 queens is really not a scary number. The Hellbats with Blue Flame are enough to take this down. The Broodlings will not be able to greet this army, and DeMuslim takes game 1 for Cool Guys and Rotti. GG. And very well. He comes in to try and take on DeMuslim. In game 2 of this best of 7 all-kill series, I can now get rid of the Laser text, and everything should be looking a little bit better. To the bottom right-hand side, our purple Protoss player. Representing the Fantastic Four, this is Harstems. And to the top left, our blue Terran. Let's hear it, guys, if you're cheering on DeMuslim. How's everybody doing out in the chat today? Let us know who you are cheering on. If you're cheering on DeMuslim, let's see some Terran hearts in the chat or anything that indicates you're cheering on DeMuslim. If you've got some DeMuslim subs, let's see some more of those. Kind of emotes being spammed. I'm sure we got some Harstems subs in here as well, though, so let's see those Harstems emotes coming through as well, guys. Let's get some hype. Let's see who you guys are supporting. Let's see who you guys are cheering on. We got DeMuslim, the man himself, in the chat. Again, we are casting from replays here today, guys. DeMuslim isn't just stream cheating as he goes. This is a replay cast because we just had the week 1 start up a little while ago, and because I was traveling so much, I wasn't able to cast. We are going to be looking to bring you more live matches in the future, though, for the Team League. As you see, this probe moves over to the right side, throws down the Nexus on the natural, and in the meantime, DeMuslim just continue with this barracks about to finish up. This probe is nibbling away to scout. This TVP for game number 2. As DeMuslim starts to morph in his orbital command, this SCV going to pull down to the low ground to start up a command center on the natural. So CC about to start on the natural. That Nexus continuing on along here for Harstem as well. Simon X-Core will also come in to the right-hand side of this main base. Probe from Harstem is going to continue to come down the left. Continue to look to see just what it can do and where it can go. And just maybe stay hidden, come back and scout again a little bit later on. Something we see quite commonly from Protoss players to kind of avoid the Reaper. And then get back in, just confirm whatever they can if possible. And if, they don't find anything, then fair enough. This probe... It's kind of like a sack, you kind of expect them to probably lose this probe anyways. DeMuslim, is this like the star sense of the year? Very well, maybe he finds the probe, and he is going to be able to get the kill. So nice shutdown. Harstem finds no further information, and DeMuslim, who's already brought the cool guys and Rotti up 1-0 in this series, is off to the best start he could have in game number 2 so far, for only being 2.5 minutes in with an expansion on the way for both players. He's killed that early probe, and that's, it's better than not finding the probe, right? It's something. It does add up. Adept here going to chase that Reaper away as we see the Stargate on the way in the back of this main base mineral line. So that's coming up here as well. Just getting that nice and early. Nice quick tech choices being made here by Harstem. Double Cyclone on the way from DeMuslim, though. It's a build we've been seeing a lot more of lately. The reactor on the on the factory means the double Cyclone comes up quickly, and if you can get across the map and deal some damage, you can really put yourself in a pretty great position. So let's see what happens there, as this Oracle is on the way out right now from Harstem. It's being Corona boosted as we go, and we are going to be seeing this Adept about to pop, come down to the low ground, and go from there. Pylon comes up on the natural, as we are going to be seeing this Reaper of DeMuslim just sits over on this third base. And we are going to be having the double Cyclone just coming forwards as well. Double Hellion on the way to back it up. And we will see these going across the map, I imagine, in a moment or two. Runner in the chat saying, anyone can tell me how this format works? Yeah, sure. This is a best of 7 all kill, which means the winner stays on, and you can send out 4 players on each team. So basically the first to 4 points wins, and once you've been defeated, you're out. There's no revive like there is in Nation Wars. That's the only difference to the Nation Wars format. Well, here we go. The first Oracle goes across the map. Now, this kind of looks bad, right? Because it's like, oh my god, no anti-air. But one Oracle across the maps means even more potential damage for DeMuslim as he arrives over in this natural expansion. These Cyclones are going to get so much done. They should try and lock onto that Oracle. A Phoenix on the way as well to try and get some lifts going. There is the lock onto the Oracle. That's going to be huge. Here's the Hellion. Should try and get some probe damage done. Those probes are lining up. I have to say, the Hellions will start to get something more done. First Cyclone, which was very low, is still alive. Somehow takes another Adept shot. Finds the third Nexus. Across the map, the Oracle has found 8 kills. But is DeMuslim going to be able to get enough to make, to get more out of this? Phoenix lifts up the Cyclone, but there's no follow-up there. There's the Stalker warping in now, but that Cyclone should be able to get away. In fact, the rest of the units might be coming in to back it up. Coming forwards here, the Hellions getting back to work. DeMuslim keeping the Cyclones alive is really nice. Comes back in, gets one of those Adepts. Now the Phoenix is out of energy. Stalker snipes down the lower health Cyclone. Hellion gets to work on the mineral line. There's only one unity at the moment for Harstem. And, well, DeMuslim's finally maybe going to find some more damage, but there's the Oracle to maybe just save the day. The Cyclone starts to run, but it will go down. The Oracle a bit too fast. DeMuslim has dealt some damage in return, though. 11 workers killed by DeMuslim, 8 killed by Harstem. DeMuslim comes out ahead from that attack in terms of workers killed. And again, that's the power of, if an Oracle flies in your base, it's fine, because actually your units across the map are going to be able to do even more damage because that Oracle isn't there to defend. We are going to be seeing this Marine continuing in towards the upper left-hand side. Forge and the Twilight Council begin to build in the natural expansion. As DeMuslim has the double orbital up, his +1's coming through. He already has Stimpack, by the way, so combat shields and concussive shells now. His first 2 medevacs will be on the way again in a moment or so. And we are going to be seeing this +1. We'll be getting ready to finish in the next few moments. Harstem does have the third Nexus up, and that's a big positive for him. We'll see what DeMuslim follows up with, though. I mean, again, at this stage, I feel 10 workers behind and but having a couple of mules on his side is okay. It depends on what he does with this follow-up attack, because another big thing was he did clean out a lot of the early units here from the Protoss player. The tech is delayed because of all that aggression, so the Twilight Council, the charge upgrade, the +1 armor, isn't in play just yet. And so the drops really do kind of bring DeMuslim into another realm of possibility in terms of what he can get done. First medevac is out. The second one got caught up in a supply block, or he just never started. I'm not sure which. Revelation comes down, though, and it looks as though Harstem might be able to buy himself enough time to continue on here. Now, DeMuslim still hasn't shown us a decision in terms of a 3rd CC versus a 4th and 5th racks. couple of Phoenix and a couple of Oracles continue to move in towards the upper left-hand side. Looking to see what else is going on. Temple Archives is on the way down behind the mineral line here. As we do see, again, DeMuslim, 20 army supply ahead. That's his strength in this game at the moment. Still only about 12-ish workers behind, but again, the double mule does help. As we do see the Phoenix and the Oracles, they're not going to help too much against this number of Marines. A couple of Widow Mines in here as well. Let's see how this fight's going to go. Charging about to finish up, but there's not even that many Zealots just yet, although the first gateways are now finishing, so we'll have a bigger kind of warping potential. A shield battery or two, just the one actually. It's another pylon that comes in behind it. Well, that's obviously going to have a big part to play in this as well. Let's see if DeMuslim can get something done. He's got +1 again. Still no armor upgrade for the next few seconds as he kites backwards. This is looking very good for Harstem right now. Starting to clean this up. The Marauder gets lifted. Well, he actually stops pushing. Maybe DeMuslim can still do something else here. The Widow Mines never got to go off. I don't know if DeMuslim can really keep pushing forwards. His third CC still hasn't started, so he kind of has to do something somewhere along the way. Pushing in again, he's going to get himself a Zealot or two. The Phoenix lift up the Widow Mines because they're revelated. That's a huge part of this, but these Zealots aren't actually doing much at all. They're just continuing to go down. The Archon never really coming into play there either. And this Bio continue to fire another Widow Mine. This one's not revelated, but it gets lifted up by the Phoenix. And Harstem continues to shut down DeMuslim's attack. Although DeMuslim continues to rally, continues to kite back very nicely. A Widow Mine gets a kill or two as well. And DeMuslim's still trying to make this work. He's about to get +1 armor, so you will get the upgrade lead here again. But the +1 attack and +1 armor that is in play already for each player, they are already much more important upgrades on each side. So that +1 armor, it's nice for DeMuslim, but it's definitely not a massive game changer. As we do see Harstem, though, this time around gets pushed back. The Widow Mine shot's good to splash down a little bit. The Phoenix are kind of low on energy. They're not really able to add too much more to the fights at the moment. We're just going to be seeing a few Marines simming ahead of the rest. Another sentry warping in. The Liberator has to back away again as well. Third CC starts up in the top left-hand side. DeMuslim still holds a 20-ish army supply lead at any stage of this game at the moment. But again, with the fact that Harstem's been on 61 workers for a while, that could very well change in the near future, as Phoenix are on the hunt for reinforcements, and Harstem is now the one that's pulling DeMuslim back. He's given himself breathing room with this Phoenix play, and that's exactly what he needed. This Widow Mine will go off, though, and that's a dead Phoenix at least, so something go in the way of DeMuslim there, as Harstem punished a little bit for chasing down those reinforcements. Well, we're going to be seeing these Phoenix find themselves. Was that a Liberator or was that a Medevac? I'm actually not 100% sure, but it was another pick off there by those Phoenix, and that's all adding up in favor of our Protoss player here. Harstem's position is improving. He held on that big push that I was very scared of him for, scared of for him. If I can get my words out in the correct order, it would be nice. As the 4th and 5th Rex comes in for DeMuslim. The one thing I will say is that DeMuslim's army is starting to be a bit scary in terms of the tech. He's got Liberators coming through. He's got Ghost production underway. And so as more Liberators and more Ghosts continue to come on up, he's going to be able to get into this position where pushing in towards, third base becomes a lot more viable again. If he can siege up Liberators on this ramp, for example, that could be insanely good. And also EMP as this army comes through this point to kind of try and defend. The combination is there for DeMuslim to take a good fight still, so it's definitely not over, but it's definitely not pretty, as Widow Mines will get some connections. 2 more Phoenix fall. It's another small mistake there by Harstem. Just didn't quite notice it in time to pull the Phoenix away, as more of these bio units from DeMuslim gather together and get ready to go across towards the bottom right-hand side of the map here, perhaps. Again, more of these Phoenix continue to sit here, continue to see just maybe what comes in next. Storm finishes up, and Blink as well from Harstem allows him now to have even more kind of options in the army. Obviously Storm's a huge part of this with the splash damage, but also the Blink will allow him to shut down Liberators a lot more easily as DeMuslim starts to push across the map once again. He's only on these 3 bases, kind of 2.5 because the minerals here are only 4 patches in the 3rd base. I mean, he's also losing the minerals in his main, so he is running out of eco. DeMuslim has to make something happen sooner rather than later. I'm a little bit worried about how Zealot-heavy Harstem's army is. It's 27 Zealots, 2 Archons, and 5 Templar. I'm not sure if that's enough. 6 Phoenix, not going to be brilliant. And oh my god, the EMPs are fantastic to start things off. The Storm goes down. And this is continuing to go kind of okay for now. Widow Mines burrowing again. Widow Mines will get a connection. No, not quite. Oh, big Storm from Harstem though in return from this. Liberator sieging up, so Harstem has to keep on backing away. Man, a Widow Mine shot would have been deadly there, following up from those EMPs. DeMuslim will keep on pushing. He still has an EMP or 2 available on the because of the number of Ghosts. Still has a lot of Widow Mines as well. This fight can still go in his favor. And I'm still a little bit scared about the Liberator count. There is now an extra warp into Stalks, and that will go a long way to helping out. Those Phoenix are still somewhere to come in and help as well. Maybe the Phoenix can get some friendly fire the Widow Mines on top of the Terran army. So I'll chase away. A couple just shaved off here. Storm is good, but DeMuslim actually splits his Widow Mines up a little bit further. Widow Mines not quite finding a connection just yet. The Revelation is obviously good to reveal them. Liberator will get the kill on that High Templar though, and now the Liberators keep on pushing forwards. The High Templar coming forwards. The first Storm goes down. The other High Templar falls before the Storm drops though, so there's not able to do too much more. Now this High Templar will fall. Shield batteries begin to drop, and Harstems is in a position where he has to push through the choke point into Liberators, and that's going to be a bit of an issue. Zealots, Stalkers continue to push on forwards here, and here we go, the big fight from Harstems. Storm comes down a little bit late to the party. He used a lot of his Storms trying to delay this army from getting in position. That's a GG well played from Harstems as DeMuslim breaks through for the 2-0 lead. Don't forget, you can subscribe, you can donate, you can cheer. All of it helps us continue putting on events such as the Team League, the Weekly, the Invitationals, and so on and so on. What's up, AOH coming in with a 3-month free sub as well. Can we get some Woody Hearts in the chat for that one, please? Thank you very much for the 3 months. Hope you're doing well. Let's see some Woody Hearts up in the chat. And with that said, let's go into game number 3. As to the top left-hand side, the red Zerg player from Team Clash. This is Lambo. And to the bottom right, our blue Terran is DeMuslim. Is the energy formula for Sneak similar to pre-workout, asks Jibs. I do not know, mate. I don't really know what pre-workout is. But I can tell you that Sneak is an energy drink which you put into water. It's cool. It works. I don't know. I don't know what pre-workout is, unfortunately, so I'm not really sure. I think it's similar, yes, from what I've had other people tell me, but I can't say for certain. But you should definitely check out more on the website. What's up, Oak? Dude, how you doing? Wardy, long time no see. The stream arena. It's because I've been busy, man. I've been traveling to China and stuff like that and all sorts of stuff to cast StarCraft, and we've been casting IEM kind of Vitsa streams on ESL channels. We've been at LANs. We've been all over the place. So, yeah, it's been pretty crazy. That's why the stream's been going well. But we're back. We're back for good for a while, and it feels good to be back for a good little while. As you do see DeMuslim, the double racks in the middle of the map. He's looking to take his team onto match point here. If they were able to take the win off of Harstems' Fantastic Four, that would be absolutely huge for them. I mean, it really just would be. In case you're not familiar with the new format we have, by the way, for the Team League is now split into 2 different rounds. So you start off in the first round of competition, 2 groups of 5, and every team in each group plays each other in best of 7 all kill. From there, the top 3 teams of each group will advance to round 2, where they play in a 6-team round robin group with Pro League format, which is very exciting if you ask me, as this bunker just go down initially. So, a lot on the line. There's not a lot of matches, and every single win will mean an absolute ton in these groups. As we see already, these drones pulling quite far forwards, but DeMuslim's getting quite a few drone kills. That's 3 drones already, going for a 4th right now, and the bunker is up, albeit not close. There's a bunker for him to fall back towards, and that will be absolutely huge for him in the near future. So, we'll see how that works out. As you can see, those few Marines coming forwards, starting to work their way through this spine crawler at the front as well. A couple of Lings coming forwards as well, but the Marines have the bunker to jump into, right? So they're kind of safe. They'll get some Ling kills, and they're going to be able to keep on putting on the damage. Look how many units Lambo is just bleeding off at the moment. This is really not going great for him, as we're going to be seeing another SCV or 2 continue to be here, try and get this bunker building in range of a spine crawler. Not something you see every day. As we do see DeMuslim's going to be able to jump into that bunker. He gets the last couple of Lings there, and now he does get the Marines in too. And wow, this has worked out brilliantly in the end for DeMuslim. Even if this goes down now, he's done so much damage. He's up 6 workers. Okay, he didn't kill a base or anything. The up 6 workers alone is already fantastic, and he's going to dive for the Queen. Does he get it? The Queen is running, and the Queen will live, as that will be the end of this attack for the moment. There's still 1 bunker out here, but Lambo doesn't have to immediately commit in. He's just lost so much on the way. So, that was an interesting moment or two. As we do see Lambo with a second spine preparing for the follow-up. DeMuslim CC in a factory back at home, building up and getting ready to go. So just to kind of quickly go back, I was talking about the groups, and to put into perspective who's in this group. Psystorm Gaming, who obviously have Gumiho, True, you know, all of those usual players. They are in Group B alongside the Fantastic Four and Cool Guys and Rotti. Exceed Esports with Reno and Special in this group, and Sloth Esports Club. So honestly, every single win in this group is going to be super, super important. It's going to be so crazy how important it is to be able to just advance on through into that second round, into the Pro League format stage of this tournament. It's going to be crazy. So, yeah. This is Group B, by the way. Group A, Team Liquid, Root Gaming, Team Revolution is Imber, and Romandi Gaming. We will have Team Revolution taking on is Imber from Group A later on today. Now, we do see the barracks falling back home. The CC is about to finish, and the factory is building up a reactor. He's seen only Lings so far. And so with the factory only seeing Lings, he wants to build Hellions rather than Cyclones. If he'd seen Cyclones, he would have if he'd seen Roaches, he would have gone either Cyclones straight away, or maybe a Tech Lab for a Siege Tank. Let me see these two barracks coming back into the main. Another Rax on the right side, going into a Tech Lab already. Maybe a nice fast Stim-based follow-up here. He's already thrown down the Starport as well, so actually if he goes Stim, gets a couple of reactors here, he could follow up with something like a 16-ish Marine drop, at around maybe the 630-ish marker. And I guess Stim's going to take a bit longer than that to finish, though. But still, I mean, 637 minutes Stim drop could be pretty powerful with how bad a position Lambo was playing from, because he had so few drones for a long time here. You know, at this point now, maybe it evens out a bit. The orbital comes up on the natural. DeMuslim 6 workers behind, but he's got so much tech coming through, right? He's already got +1 on the way. Stim and combat shield start. So his follow-up attack's going to be so powerful. And while Lambo might be looking okay in the work account, I'm not sure how hot he's feeling in terms of the actual ability to defend. And of course, Lambo's a little bit blind right now as well, so he has to throw down Spore Crawlers in case it's a Banshee follow-up. That costs him another couple of drones, and also he has only just now started the third hatchery. So third hatchery coming down on this right-hand side. We do see these extra Hellions coming through for DeMuslim. I'll go in to scout that out. Lambo also starts the lair as he goes into the Roaches. He didn't get link speed, so it looks as though he's just going to be playing a Roach-based style moving on from here. I kind of like it. Playing a bit, you know, playing from a little bit behind. If you can get the Roaches out, they're much sturdier at defending than relying on Ling Bane. When your lair's late, the Bane speed's not going to be there. Maybe you just don't have quite, you know, it takes a bit more lava especially, and without a third hatch, that's difficult to come by to play Ling Bane rather than the Roach style. So getting a few Roaches up here, I like the idea from Lambo, but we'll see if it'll be enough because the medevacs are on their way out. In fact, they're already here, the first one. The second two are on their way now as well. It looks like he's just going to go for this Overlord at the moment. Man, this is going to be powerful because these Hellions are still alive as well, and as the armory comes up, it means they can morph into Hellbats to tank some of the damage at the front as well. So not only is this going to be a bunch of medevacs, Stim, Combat Shield, Marines, it's going to be Hellbats to lead the charge as well. And this attack is scary. 41 army supply against 35. That's a little bit bloated because it is Roaches, although they are somewhat good defensively in smaller numbers. But DeMuslim also has a +1 attack upgrade, and that's going to be huge against those Roaches. That's going to be so influential here. Let's see what he can do. DeMuslim pushes up to the top side of the map as we do get them ready to go in towards this third base. First creep tumor goes down already here. A scan comes down, and we'll see the spine crawler is going to get taken down pretty quickly. Continue to push forwards. Creep tumor is being picked away at. And we all seen DeMuslim already basically giving himself access to the third base. Here come the rest of the Roaches though, now spawning. Marines will stim again. Ooh, a little bit of a move command forwards from DeMuslim. He feels as though he can take this fight with that +1 going a long way. The Ravager Bile connects on a medevac. The Queen's trying to target it down, but the Queen's now dropping and the medevac lives on so little health, and the unit count from Lambo is disappearing. And maybe saw Fantastic Four's hopes in this series. After this, they're going to have one final player, DNS, to try and take down DeMuslim, because Lambo is definitely not going to be successful here. The Overlords are dropping, the GG is called. DeMuslim is on a 3-game win streak, and is he about to start off the season here in the WardiTV Team League Season 8 with players for this one, guys. As we introduce them, let me know who you're cheering on. To the top right-hand side, our Red Protoss. This is DNS. He's going up against the Blue Terran to the bottom left, representing the cool guys and Rotti. It's DeMuslim. By the way, thank you so much, Dota Heifer, coming in with the 2-month resub, saying Dutch Hype. Thank you so much for the 2 months of love, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for returning to the stream. I know you've been subbed for more than 2 months at some points as well. But for now, the 2-month free sub, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Poach601 in the chat with the DeMuslim lavas. Alice, what's up? How you doing? Coming in with some Demu little emotes as well. We've got Inferno in the chat with the DeMuslim emotes. We've got Hubble. We've got Gerbak with some Optimus emotes. Optimus is going to be playing in the next clan war most likely as Team Revolution take on is Imber. That's coming up after this best of 7. Yes, even more StarCraft 2. You know, tonight I was like, you know, we could just do 2 best of 7s. That's what we usually do. I was like, nah, let's do 3 best of 7s to kickstart the season and wrap up Season 7. I hope you guys approve of the plan. Alright, so we get into this, guys, and we are looking to see what's going to happen. So we are going to be seeing this SCV comes in. You're going to mine a couple of minerals here. 3 best of 7s. My heart can't take it, says Effects of Boxy. Mine neither, man. I'm kind of hyped up tonight. You guys might be able to tell I'm feeling the passion today. I really, truly am. And hopefully you guys feel a little bit of passion as well. As we do see this initial probe just scouting around a little bit and seeing what indeed is happening. Reactor comes down on the barracks nice and quickly. Actually, obviously, this is TVP, so no fast factory or anything. And as the Reaper goes across the map, there's going to be a second reactor from DeMuslim, so he's actually going to play a 2-1-1 playstyle. Well, I say no fast factory. The factory can come down, but of course, in a TV's P, usually you do see the reactor and then a later factory. Just a little bit. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. What I'm saying doesn't make sense. DeMuslim actually goes for a third reactor as well, actually. So not just a 2-1-1. Actually, just straight up 3 barracks. So going to be a lot of bio pressure here early on from DeMuslim as this Probo DNS chases this SCV around the Rosie. He has to back away from the CC for now. That's annoying, but it does mean that the Reaper was able to go across the map, but he actually stopped short of the natural and came back to try and stop this probe from dealing too much more damage. Probe takes a couple of shots from this Reaper as it goes up the ramp. It's going to be blocked from doing much more. Probe goes down. And now the Stargate from DNS going to be finishing up, and that's going to give DNS the chance to build up an Oracle here nice and early, unless he wants to go Phoenix to play defensively. But no, it is for now going to be the Oracle, maybe a Phoenix follow-up, and we will see from there. How's the map order set? Asks Borgie B in the chat. So, for the best of 7 all-kill series, the map order is you veto down to 1 map when you have the first 2 players announced, and then from there, it's loser's pick. So it creates a lot of strategy in terms of, you know, the players are able to, you know, if you win the first series, it gives you an advantage, but that, you know, because you eventually get the loser's pick advantage. But then after you win a game, your opponents have a better chance to win the next game because they get to pick the player and the map they play on to try and snipe down your opponents. So there's a lot of strategy that can go into play here and can create some real interesting bits and pieces. As you are going to be seeing, this Adept is going to be shading on back up home. The first Oracle coming across, and it is a Phoenix-based follow-up for now from DNS. We'll see how many Phoenix he wants to build. Sometimes you just see 2 or 3 to shut down a medevac or so. Usually, more often than not, it's kind of 6 to 7 to really kind of get some harassment done, to really quickly shut down further harassment. Coming in here, DNS, he will see the triple racks and engineering bay, but no factory. Late factory here means that DeMuslim is going to be looking to push with Stim, Combat, and +1 without the medevacs potentially, slow down a third Nexus, and to keep DNS somewhat contained on 2 bases, and maybe even have a chance to win the game if DNS slips up on his defense. And do you see that Oracle still looking around, looking to see if he can find much else, if he kind of pokes back into this natural here? And obviously the answer for now is no, he can't. A missile turret and nearby Marines are enough to defend for now. A couple extra Marauders get added into play. So they're going to be coming out in a moment or so as we see a Sentry and 2 more Adepts warped in. It's going to be 5 Adepts and a Sentry which will be able to come across the map in the very near future. Another Nexus on the way down now from DNS and continues to set up into more and more bases. But that third Nexus coming down so soon off the back of a Stargate, that's what is really weak, I feel, to this big bio push. It is just the 2 Phoenix here from DNS as well. And an Immortal. I don't feel any of this is actually very good against this kind of massive bio, right? I mean, you know, the Immortal is obviously a bit of a kind of a tanky unit. But if he can make his way through the Sentry and then the Adepts, the Immortal goes down pretty quick. The Phoenix won't be able to add much in. Maybe he can lift up a couple Marauders in the middle of the fight. But he's only going to take them out of the fight for a little while. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how the engagement unfolds. Nice revelation from DNS. It's going to allow DeMuslim, or DNS, the vision to watch DeMuslim come across the map. And that DeMuslim obviously will be figured out in terms of where he'll be attacking from. And that does give DNS a good chance, or improves his chances of being able to hold this off. One Marine Sims off to the side, looks for the gold. And it's just a couple of force fields. Looks as though DeMuslim's maybe not too eager to keep on attacking, and look at this, a 4th and a 5th barracks coming down. DeMuslim is going to go into a big 2-base attack here as a follow-up, so he's just going to go for 5 racks, finally adding on the factory, a Ghost Academy too, so he's really going to 2-base this to the max here. He's going to look for a couple of ghosts, push with a couple of medevacs, couple of ghosts, the +1/+1, a ton of bio. Is this a stim from DeMuslim to take this down? He's going to go for it. For a while he was unsure. He might just get the Nexus. Goodbye, Nexus. And hello, DeMuslim in a much better position all of a sudden as DNS reset to 2 bases, and that's going to limit him in terms of where he's at right now in this game. As Bioforces continue to back away, Oracle is continuing to back away as well here at the moment. Just wants to try and maybe catch these units coming back or keep track of further units moving forwards. I mean, it is great info for DNS still, right? If he can come in here to see the 4th and 5th barracks especially, it's a great scout to tell him exactly what DeMuslim is up to and what he has to prepare for in terms of continuing onwards at the moment. You see the 3rd CC building up on the left-hand side from DeMuslim, as well as Marines and Marauders continuing to spread themselves out. Revelation comes down. Nice stim in, though. Gets the Oracle. No way does that Oracle stay alive. Wow, 1 hit from death. The Ghost is chasing for it, but he doesn't quite find it. That's a little bit of a shame. DNS has got the Oracle pushed away now. Obviously, the less info there is, the worse this is for DNS. I mean, he lost the ability to kind of see this army coming in and killing the 3rd Nexus with the Oracle on the map. And if he's not able to hit more Revelations, more scenarios like that will continue to unfold. Now, DeMuslim goes into a 3rd CC behind this. I mean, I guess it's okay, right? Because the 3rd Nexus was so delayed in the end because of the cancel, or the kill that DeMuslim got. There's 1-1 finishes, and these ghost numbers continue to rise. He's on 4 ghosts. I have absolute full faith for the first 2 medevacs that DeMuslim pushes across the map. There is no reason for him not to. He's got a good ghost count. He's got a good amount of bio. It's a good opportunity to push. However, the Colossus may change things. It makes it a lot harder for DeMuslim to actually push in. He has no real way to answer the Colossi right now. There's force fields to help protect them. There's even rocks killed off and now blocking the entrance to the 3rd base. So it might be difficult for DeMuslim to find the right way in, as this Oracle hasn't actually been killed off still, even though DeMuslim is stimmed here once again with these Marines. Medevac coming off to this side. Maybe DeMuslim just looks towards some drop play. I'm not sure. His 3rd base coming up, maybe he just sits back and keeps macroing, but the longer he sits back and macros for, the better it generally becomes for the Protoss player, who are, Protoss players are in love with being able to just play late game up into multiple bases without any issues at all along the way. Well, Revelation comes down, so that's obviously very important from DNS. He will be able to see this army coming across. He will be able to keep a relatively good track of where it's going to be attacking from, allowing him to position correctly, get the force fields kind of set up in his mind. And that's important too, the mental preparation of what's going to happen. If he can look at this and say, okay, cool, you're coming in from here, that means I'm going to force field along here at this sort of timing. It gives him a much better chance than if he's like, oh god, all of a sudden there's an army here. Quick, what do I do? Guardian Shield pops, and here we go. He's going to commit into this. The EMPs, though, are absolutely massive on every single unit. The force fields were dropped, but only 3 of them. The sentries are down. The Colossus are going to be collapsed in on. DeMuslim absolutely destroys this army. The Disruptor finds the single Marauders. DeMuslim will chase down these last couple of Colossus, and that's a big win for DeMuslim, who rallying across the map will find himself this Disruptor as well. And has DeMuslim just secured Cool Guys and Rotti the first win of the Team League Season 8 season? I think he may very well have just done so. Another couple of stories going down. This 3rd Nexus is in trouble, and that's the GG. DeMuslim takes it 4-0. All kills the Fantastic Four. DeMuslim picks up the first all kill of the season in the first match of the season.